Circus is visual. You can sit back no matter what nationality you are and you can understand.
When you say circus, people's minds just go off to big clowns with silly frizzy hair and big noses that trip over custard pies and stuff.
There's the will to win in gymnastics, whereas in circus there's the will to pleasure.
I remember when I left school, I was 16, I'd just done my GCSEs. A lot of my teachers wanted me to do A-levels in different subjects, but wasn't what I wanted to do.
A lot of my friends are quite interested that I'm doing circus, because it's not the average thing to go to college and do, really.
I kind of want to do circus for my whole life, and I think I knew that anyway, so I thought that I should come to somewhere like Circus Space to train and learn to perform better.
Good, keep going. You tell me you haven't got tracksuit bottoms, you come here with those things, but you have a pair of shorts and... Go and put your shorts on.
It smells like a pair of shorts, guys.
Go and put your shorts on. What can you do with him? Teaching acrobatics here, actually it's probably one of the most enjoyable things that I've ever done. This group of students I've been teaching for the best part of a year and a half. The BTEC course is a 2-year foundation course in performing arts with an emphasis on circus skills. Okay. Need a much stronger push with the legs. Okay, one more. And the graduation show is a combination of all of the skills, both academic and physical, that they've been going through for the last 2 years.
Okay.
2 years of creativity, 2 years of physical work, very hard physical work. Actually, no, get on top of there. The whole point of doing gymnastics is to achieve technical excellence. That's not the point in circus acrobatics. The point of that is to allow people to enjoy, allow people to go, whoa.
It's always a challenge. There's never going to be a time when I can sit there and say, oh, I can do absolutely every trick in the world, I'm absolutely fantastic. There's always something new to learn. The group we've got is really good because everybody specialises in a different thing. You've got Martha, who's specialising in cordless and tissues, and then Ian specialises in juggling. Cecile specialises in club juggling. Doug and Robin both ball juggle, and I do Diablo. I think I'm at quite a high level, like Diablo, internationally, say, because there are only like 10 or so people that can do the really technically hard stuff, so obviously, you know, I'm quite up there.
Better. Do it again. Keep the legs straight. Good. At school, I was more of a listener than a talker. So I always wanted to perform when I was a kid. And it was just like, I tried drama and it didn't work because I wasn't good with the script and dance and music and things. And I just found circus and I enjoyed that, and that was my way of expressing myself. Claire's been teaching me for the last year. It's been really good because she's been working on the strength and position of the routine.
Terrible. That wasn't good.
I love my job.
Do that again in a minute.
I really, really love teaching.
But you had a lot more height.
So in all, I've been doing aerial skills for about 7.5 years. I started when I was 32.
It's really just a matter of turning from there to there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've done all sorts of things in my working life. I've been a builder's labourer. I've been a publisher's assistant. I've been a photographic agent. I ran the bar at the Café de Paris for a little while. I've done all sorts of bits and pieces. Obviously I needed to find circus skills. That's what I was looking for.
I started the circus course nearly 2 years ago now, and I weighed 9 stone, and now I weigh nearly 11 stone, and it's all muscle. My dad lives over in Turkey, and I hadn't seen him before I was 16, and then I went over there to visit him, and it was really strange because in Turkey everyone's really macho. They really love people to be strong. I was a bit worried that they'd think I was a bit strange because I was doing mad circusy stuff like that. So they probably thought I was taming rabbits or something like that, you know.
You remember that? That was a fantastic
There was
night.
one particular night that I went round and I was there and all my uncles were there, and my dad's really into arm wrestling, it's his thing, and they were all laughing when I stepped up to arm wrestle with them, obviously, because I was so much smaller than they were. They thought I didn't stand a chance, and yeah, I kind of wiped the smiles off their faces. Especially my dad, because I beat him, he was really proud of me, and he really likes the fact that I do circus. The show that's coming up is really important because it's a major part of the qualification we're going to get.
Knee balance first, then up to sit.
Yeah. I'm not really that worried about the Diablo at all, to be honest, but the trapeze is worrying me because I've got a move in there that I'm a bit worried about doing.
Arms. Yeah, rocking. Yeah, it's loads better.
I'm really, really scared, to be honest, because, you know, I'm all tense and stuff like that, you know, and I'm not meant to be tense. It's the exact opposite of what I'm meant to be like. You can't show the audience that you're scared, because if you're scared, the audience are really scared. If you've ever seen a trapeze artist who appears to be scared, then it's really uncomfortable to watch.
Okay, gently, good. Squash it down. Oh.
I'm not in the middle.
Just the same. Easy, good. Good, good. Yeah, squash it down, don't go up, don't go up. Good. Cool, okay. I mean, it's okay, but you just came down on the cuff then.
Do something with
Matt's a really, really good teacher.
Or do them in the cross position.
Maybe it's because he's quite young, you know, and he's quite cool about the whole thing, and I really like his style as a performer, which is, you know, really important to me, to respect my teacher that much.
Nice and high, and then you're ready to go beat and up into the next one. It should take a little bit of the swing out of the bar as well.
Really, it's just repetition, repetition, repetition. First time you're up in the trapeze, everything goes, you know, like that, it's all over. But then the more you do it, time sort of expands, and those kind of balancing moments where you think, oh my God, I'm going to fall off at any second, actually kind of calm down. I think the qualities that make someone good and distinctive is when people can combine their skill level with some sort of sense of their personality. It's not a gymnastics display, it's not for points, it's not for doing it the hardest way, it's for looking a certain way and conveying a message or a part of a character or of a story. A good performer, having nailed the technical stuff, begins to let both their personality and the character's personality come through.
The first time I performed, it was a real buzz, and that's really what drives me to perform. Hoxton Hall is the venue for our final show, and for a special masterclass.
All my life I've wanted to be a barra boy. A barra boy I've always wanted to be. 'Cause I sell 'em a dozen a shilling, that's how I get my living. I ought to been a barra boy years ago. How's your father? I ought to been a barra boy years ago. Oh. To think my voice now has been ringing out here, and all the great performers, all musical performers years ago did the same. It's a real privilege to come here and stand on the stage and just shout out, you know. Beautiful, beautiful. When I got my MBE, this guy come up to me, he said, you're getting your MBE because of Benny Hill. I said, no, I've been in the business 70 years. And I spent, the last 5 years of my performing life with Benny, being tapped on the head, and wonderful, really. Yeah, he said, give me the... And I said, oh, yeah. Oh, what a darling man. Now, with yours, it's actually a speciality of the Chinese people.
Yeah.
I've seen the South China troupe, and they do it. There's 6 of them, and they used to do it across the stage and all that.
Yeah.
But it's very good effect. I think it's marvellous for London to have such a space as Circus Space. Gone are the days where you say we're going to run away and join a circus. There's no need to now. They can be taught circus arts by the finest teachers from around the world. The shower, where you put on, shower them. In my days, I was put as an apprentice boy to a troupe of Arab acrobats because I was too small to get a job in shipbuilding and in coal mines and steelworks. This big Arab chap came over and he said to my mother, are you applying for the small boy wanted? And before she could say, well, we've come for the page boy job, he grabbed hold of me and he threw me. And he shouted, catch him. I couldn't believe the distance I'd gone from where my mother stood and where I'd landed. I couldn't believe it. And she said to me then, do you fancy it, John? And I said, yes, I think I do. I love to see the youngsters coming in to the business. Lovely. It's better than a bottle of medicine. Lovely stuff.
The show's, I think, under a week away now, which is quite worrying. I'm not sure how it's going to come together, to be honest. I just hope it's good.
Go! So you've really got to be aware of each other in the group, and you need to be struck with it. We need to see you being struck with it. Yeah? Could we just have
It is exciting under the lights in Hoxton Hall with the sound there. musicians, directors, everyone's there together.
Go! And go!
Really slowly get your hands up. Keep your eyes fixed ahead. Go on. Can you look murderous? Look around, Jim. Okay.
It feels really nice doing my act in Hoxton Hall because it's compact and I've got a little area and it feels like I've just got my little space. With silks, it's like trapeze, you've got to build up the strength. You get calluses on your hands and you'll get rope burns and things. But it's a process you have to go through.
I hope that I'm going to really enjoy doing the show, and I hope that everyone that comes to watch it is really going to enjoy the show. But I'm a bit worried that if it's not right, it might end up quite embarrassing.
Yeah. That's asleep, yeah. It's quite a tight fit. When you've got performers, they have to stretch in ways that actors don't and move their arms higher in order to juggle.
That's me.
Yeah. That's what they have a very, very different physique because they're so sort of trim and toned, but also muscular at the same time. I mean, try doing your Diablo and see how it feels. It was amazing in terms of getting the costume together because we had their concepts, we knew what they were, but actually seeing them practicing in rehearsal, juggling and on the tissues and on the trapeze, it really brought to life what had to come out of costume. How do you? I think it's lovely. How do you feel in it? That's the most important thing.
I quite like it actually.
It'd be very interesting when we dye it because hopefully the embroidery will come out a slightly different colour. It'll either come out slightly darker or slightly lighter, which will
be really nice. The only problem is, right, well I'm thinking of, is the shorts riding up. I think it's fine. It's going to be alright. Fine, yeah. It's not going to go. Because they're quite tight anyway, so they're not really going to go very far. But yeah, I really like it and it's comfortable.
When I'm about to perform, I get really overexcited and, run about for about half an hour before the performance. I run about like a mad fool and I get all overexcited.
We were in pubs and they think they're so wicked. And then, Martha, you've got a hat lying around, haven't you? So if we use that one. I need a bowler hat before Boy to bring me a bowler hat.
Okay. I'll come in. Yeah.
There's always a few minutes before it starts and you think, I can't do anything more. And you begin to sort of identify with football managers that sort of want to run onto the pitch.
Well, it'd be awful if it's awful. I think it's going to be great.
It's what they do, just with some guidance, but it's all theirs.
Nervous. I think it's Diablo routine, but I haven't seen his trapeze routine yet, so...
Yeah. I'll just get it out.
It's nice last thing. Probably just that kind of rock. It's probably about 35 past. Done alright. Oh,
It's how they do it in front of an audience, and do they feel that the audience are enjoying it? This is what I'm going to be looking at. Quite excited about it, tell you the truth. Definitely.
just the start for them, absolutely the start, end of the course, but the start for them in their professional lives.
To stand there and do a trick and be laughed at and applauded at by grown-ups and children is a great privilege.
For me, it's the end of a 2-year course. It's just a finishing thing. It's just to say, yes, I've done this BTEC in Performing Arts and Circus. This is what I want to try and do.
If I really got what I wanted, I'd like to work for Cirque du Soleil because, you know, I just love the shows they do. They're absolutely fantastic. They're easily the best circus in the world.
You can have your televisions, you can have your cinemas, you can have your big musicals, but circus is a unique form of entertainment which will go on and 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 on.